Hello, I'm Janette Burke, online media personality, TV show podcast host of Janette's TV podcast, correspondent, red carpet host, and MC speaker. And welcome back to another Janette's Tips in Sips. Go ahead, pour yourself a cup of tea, coffee, wine, whatever else you feel like drinking, and come and join me for this conversation and segment I have once a week with my 14.1 million, it's actually more than that, we're growing, savvy women besties all over the world. Well, today I want to talk to you about something I kind of mentioned in the previous Tips and Sips. And it has to do with making money, but not a lot of money. So don't get too excited. But it's still money. All money is good money, right? Do you have clothes in your closet, or maybe even shoes, or maybe even jewelry, or maybe even purses or belts, or maybe even some dishes or things like that in your house that you're absolutely not using? Now you'll know because in the case of clothes, you probably haven't looked at it or worn it in, let's say, well over a year. It's time to part with that item. Now you have some choices. You can just give it away. You could give it to a friend. You could give it to a charity, or you could give it to something like Value Village or Diabetes Canada or any of these charities that accept clothing and other donations. Or you could do one other thing, and that is if it's hardly worn or if it's, very new condition, you could try to sell it. So this is something I do because, I grew up in the clothing business. So selling clothing and related goods is not something new for me. It's also something I used to do in university. That's right. I would make a little extra money to help me pay for my books or go on vacations or whatever. And what I would do is my mom would send me things, clothing that they would get wholesale because they were in the business, and I didn't like it. So I would invite people into my apartment and I would start selling, and eventually I actually start carrying like copy Chanel and copy Louis Vuitton and copy Dior, Fendi, what you name it, all the designer stuff I had, purses, shoes, boots, jewelry. I had a lot of stuff, and I would sell it out of my apartment, especially around the holiday time, and it was a great way to make extra money. But today I have a different way of selling things, and this is the part that I want to share with you. There's something called Karrot. Yes, there's Karrot, not the one you eat and not the carrot you should have on your finger here, but Karrot with a K. And it is an online buy and sell program. So you log in, you set yourself up with an account, and then you start loading up the items you have for sale. You have to take them and photograph them first, so there is a little bit of work involved. And then when you put it on the platform, the rest of the work can be helped along and kind of done for you. So it will use chat or an equivalent to chat to do an AI write-up of your clothing item and any other item that you have. And because there's also a scanning barcode, they know exactly what the item is worth. So they'll give you a suggested price, and then they will start discounting it every so many days. They will also do the marketing for you, aka they'll share it with everybody on their platform, and you can narrow it down to the exact neighborhood that you live in. And this is a great way to make some extra money, getting rid of things that you're not using, clearly not using, that are in prime condition, and also share with people in your own neighborhood without going through a middle person. But it's not a quick, rich scheme. It's literally a way of making some extra money on items that are sitting around and aren't doing anything for you. You're not going to get what you paid for them, but like my mother would say, something is better than nothing. And if you're in that prime of a shape and hardly worn or used, why not, right? So this is something I use, and yes, I do give to charities and many other things too. I've always got bags full of things I'm giving away, whether it's clothes or whatever. I give to charities, I give to friends. So here's my other sort of tip suggestion on this. If you're going through and cleaning out anything you have that you no longer want, make 2 or 3 piles. Make the one pile that you want to give to a charity donation or have them pick up, because some of them do pick up, like Diabetes Canada. I don't know if that's the case in other parts of the world, but you can check online. They'll pick it up right at your front door. You have to have it packaged and ready to go in a garbage bag or something, but they will pick it up. And maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to give to something like a Value Village. That's also in Canada. I don't know if they have the equivalent to that, but I'm going to guess yes in most countries, including the US. Again, Google it. So those are donation centers. And then you have your other pile, which is, this is really good stuff. Maybe even things you paid primo dollars for or a designer label on it. And you just want to make a little bit of extra money. Why not, right? That's what you put on Karrot. And in the case, like in my case, and maybe this is you too, I have so many things, so many clothes, so many shoes, so many purses, so many whatever. And life has changed in a couple of ways for me. Maybe it has for you too. Number one, I've lost a considerable amount of weight. So things that I had previously no longer fit. So that's one reason to discard or sell. Another reason is, in my case, my foot. I hurt my foot, my right foot, which is also the driving foot, 2 and a bit years ago, so that I cannot wear the shoes and boots that I used to love and previously wear because of the heels, or they're too narrow or they're too pointy or whatever. I can't wear that anymore. I have to wear totally different types of shoes that pretty much are flat. Even platforms can be a bit of a problem. So now I have all these gorgeous things just sitting around, and I paid too much for them not to try and get something. And also some of them have never actually been worn. So again, not going to let it go to waste. It's really your choice. If you want to give something away, you should do that. That's great. And sometimes you can get a tax receipt for that, or maybe you just want to do it out of the kindness of your heart. But if you want to make a few extra bucks, that's okay too. No shame, no judgment. So it's entirely up to you. But, knowing about these platforms are really key to getting started. So again, this particular platform, it's called Karrot with a K, not a C. And you need to go online to find it and set up your account. I will put a link below this video so that you know how to get into Karrot and set it up. This is Janette Burke signing off for Janette's Tips and Sips today on how to resell your items to make a little extra money. And we'll see you next time on Janette's Tips and Sips. Bye for now.